Hello everyone, this is Sunset VA here. This time I'm going to be reading Nightmare X Aries Sister Reader, aka listener for this one. So this was again requested by this user is very gay. So I am going to be reading. Sorry for not posting something or posting an ex-listener yesterday. I was really busy and I forgot to pre-record something. So the description is, listener is Aries' sister, and like him, she has hippophobia. Although the only person that she could touch is Nightmare, leaving the others jealous. Nightmare and listener are already together and hadn't told anyone yet. And another thing is that listener is the bad Sansa's healer and helps in combat when needed. So I hope you enjoy this. I'm sorry for pauses in the middle or stutters. Yeah. Enjoy. Nobody's POV. Nightmare, what are you doing? Listener said as Nightmare had a tentacle wrapped around her waist. Nightmare doesn't answer and continues walking. Nightmare then gets into his room and opens the door and enters the room. He then puts Listener down on the bed after closing the door behind him. He walks to Listener and sits on the bed as he nuzzles his head into Listener's neck. If you wanted cuddles, then you could have just said so, Nighty. The Listener then lays back, wrapping her arms around him. They were like that for a few minutes before they heard some knocking on the door.
What? Boss, I have some important news.
Nightmare sighs as he gets up.
I need to go.
Nightmare then leaves the room. After he leaves, Listener teleports to the couch. Time skip. The bad Sansas and the stars are currently fighting while Listener was at a safe distance so they couldn't get harmed or touched. Listener is also the healer as said in the description and sometimes joins in to help. After they fought for 3 hours, the stars had retreated and left. The bad Sansas and Listener went back to the castle as Listener immediately sits on the couch. Nightmare then teleports into Listener's lap and nuzzles into her neck. Listener chuckles a bit as they wrap her arms around him. Aries POV. After fighting with the stars, I had made a portal to the castle's kitchen and grabbed some chocolate. After finishing the chocolate, I walked to the living room to see Nightmare on Listener's lap. Nightmare! After I had screamed, Nightmare immediately picked Listener up and began running. I started chasing after him with one of Dream's arrows in my hand. By the way, others can hold the arrows and they won't disappear until 3 hours later, ready to stab him. Get your fucking ass here now. Listener's POV. After a while of error chasing us, Nightmare teleports us into his room where the door was locked and sat me on the bed. He then sits on the bed and starts cuddling me. I then wrap my arms around him. By the way, Nightmare's little spoon and Listener's big spoon. Surprisingly, we were able to fall asleep. We were able to fall asleep despite my brother's screams and banging on the door. I'm definitely in trouble. I hope you guys like this, ex-listener. I'm sorry for all stutters and everything else. If you want to request anything, you can, or request any stories for me to read, I would gladly do that. You can just request it in the comments below, or you can join the Discord server that is most likely going to be in the link. And the link is most likely going to be in the description. You can request story ideas for me to write or one-shots. or any art things you want me to draw, you can also request those things down in the comments below. I will be posting those pictures on my what's it called again? On my community. If you want, I can also post it on my Wattpad book that is specifically made for art. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else to announce. Goodbye, everyone, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.